Travis Etienne looking for room on the right side and finding it. Etienne into the secondary. And foot race. They won't catch him, and the Tigers score on the opening play. 75 yards. Jones is the back. He's got it again. And Jones, a lot of room. Tony Jones makes a cut, gets a block, and scores! Is that the play that will seal the playoff bid for Fighting Irish?
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Trent Davis. And it's another episode of the Sports Craze with a clipboard. This is real professional beep we're talking about. What are we talking about? Gee, I don't know. I just ramble anyway. We are talking about the college football playoff. It is finally here. Well, at least the games are finally here. The announcement's finally here. The games won't be for another forever, it feels like. 2 days before the New Year, or 3 days before the New Year starts. But today we're going to talk about the 2-3 matchup. And in case you don't know, the 4 teams that are in the playoff, spoiler alert, but if you don't know by now, you probably don't care. Alabama's number 1, Clemson is number 2, Notre Dame is number 3, and Oklahoma is number 4. Those 4 teams will be fighting for a championship. Those are the only 4 teams that have a chance to win a championship. So, and we're talking about the 2-3 matchup, Clemson and Notre Dame. This should be a fun game. This game is December 29th. It is the first game that will be played of the playoffs at 4 o'clock at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas on ESPN. Should be a groovy one. Anyway, the spread in this game, Clemson is an 11.5 point favorite. That is pretty big for a playoff spread, for it not to be Alabama. Usually Alabama has a spread like that against every team. But Clemson, Vegas has a lot of respect for Clemson apparently, and they should, because it's my team. But anyway, like I said, I'm being non-biased here. All right, so let's just get into this matchup, shall we? Let's just dig deep and dig through the guts and all that good stuff. Try not to make you sick. All right, for Notre Dame, they are 12-0. They've won every game. They've played a pretty tough schedule. It was a lot tougher in the preseason. It looked a lot tougher in the preseason. You had Florida State, who looked like it was going to be a tough game. You had Michigan, who's still a really good team. That's probably their best win. You had USC on the road at the end of the year. And you had a few other ones. I can't remember who they were. But they all had pretty tough games in the preseason. Florida State has fallen off severely this year. USC fell off severely this year. Neither one of them made a bowl game, which was shocking to me. So really Notre Dame had a really tough schedule that it looked like, but it didn't turn out to be that tough. But they still went undefeated. They still didn't come close to losing a game really all year, other than the Michigan game maybe. But they led, I think, 21-3 at one point or something. So they were never in danger of losing a game all year. They were led by Ian Book, the quarterback. He threw for over 2,000 yards with 19 touchdown passes. He took over Brandon Winbush, who was the quarterback last year for him. Their running back is Dexter Williams. He's got just under 1,000 yards rushing, and he's got 12 touchdowns. He's been kind of an emergence for the Notre Dame running game. Has been huge for them and taking the pressure off Ian Book when they can't throw the ball or stuff like that. They run it. He's been pretty efficient this year. And their defense is led by Tavon, sorry if I don't get this name right, Tavon Coney, the linebacker. He's got 107 total tackles, which is insane. He's the leader of that defense. He flies all over the field, makes tackles. Probably one of the most talented players on that team. And they're also a very talented. They also got a very talented defensive lineman in Jerry Tillery. He leads the team with 8 sacks, and he is a wrecking ball in the backfield. And for Clemson, their key players are Trevor Lawrence, obviously the quarterback for Clemson. He's a freshman phenom. He's been playing great all year. He struggled at times. Has not had his best stuff. Did not have his best stuff against Pittsburgh, but it was in the rain in Charlotte, so give him a little bit of a leash. Only threw. I don't think he threw for over 100 yards. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But Trevor had a great game against South Carolina, and he's had a few great games this year, winding down the end of the season. He's thrown for, I think, 24 touchdowns and 4 INTs. Crazy efficiency. Trevor does not turn the ball over, and that's going to be key in this game. Notre Dame, I think, in order for Notre Dame to win, I think they have to force turnovers. And Clemson does not give the ball away for free. They usually don't do it that much. But another key player to Clemson is Travis Etienne, the running back. He's had a heck of a year. His sophomore season, over 1,000 yards. I think 18 rushing touchdowns, which is insane. And remember he had 3 straight games of 3 rushing touchdowns, which was crazy. I've never seen that in Clemson history before, so he made history there. And just the offense has been so efficient this year. Rarely have teams been able to just stop the run and stop the pass. If they stop the pass, they can't stop the run. If they stop the run, they can't stop the pass. So Clemson's been great on offense. And their defense, of course, that mammoth, the Power Rangers off defensive line, Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Cleveland Farrell, and Austin Bryant. Good luck, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's offensive line is pretty good, but good luck. Have fun stopping Clemson. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, now I'm gonna give you some matchups to look forward to in this game. I got some stats throughout the year that I think will make a difference in this game, and whatever team can do better than the other team, I think will ultimately win the game. So, now, first thing I'm going to look at is total offense. Clemson ranks 4th in the country in total offense. Notre Dame ranks 30th. So Clemson does have an advantage there because the passing and the running game is so efficient for Clemson. Notre Dame is efficient as well, just not quite as efficient. That's why they're lower down on this list. Total defense. Clemson is ranked 9th in the country. Notre Dame is ranked 19th in the country. Another advantage towards Clemson. Rushing offense, Clemson is ranked 9th in the country. Notre Dame is ranked 50th, which is a little surprising to me when I saw this. I thought Notre Dame would be higher. But because I think they found Dexter Williams was kind of a late go, so they kind of found him not quite at the beginning of the season, near the middle. So maybe that's why they're only 50th in the country at rushing offense. Rush defense, Clemson is 6th in the country. Notre Dame is 30th in the country. Again, another statistic pointing towards the Tigers. Pass defense, Clemson is ranked 34th in the country. Notre Dame is ranked 32nd. So obviously this one is pretty even. The rest of them have been pretty close. I mean, you can say total defense is pretty even as well. Clemson 9th, Notre Dame 19th, it's only 10 spots. Pass defense is pretty even, and that's the only category I have on this list where Clemson is not as good statistically wise as Notre Dame, but they're pretty even. I mean, pass defense, but I say Notre Dame's secondary is a little better than Clemson's. That's where Notre Dame does have an advantage. Offensive efficiency, Clemson is 4th in the country, Notre Dame is 19th. That is key. Efficiency means when Clemson gets the ball, they either score points or they don't turn the ball over, stuff like that. And Notre Dame, like I said, is 19th, which is pretty solid as well. Defensive efficiency, Clemson is 1st in the country. They're the best team in the country in defensive efficiency. And Notre Dame is just outside the top 10 in 11th. So all these statistics, and you compare each offense and defense and stuff like that. You compare all those, and you say Clemson should win on paper, and they're favored in the game. Clemson has more talent, all that good stuff. Clemson should win this game, and they should, if you think about it. The thing that Notre Dame has going for them is they don't turn the ball over much. Ian Book is pretty protective with the ball, and they're good at almost every area. They're not great at any area, but they're all solid. They're not going to make mistakes usually. They're not going to give you a fumble, give you a pick six, give you, a turnover or that'll hinder their team from winning the game. Clemson, I think in this game, has to try to force it because Notre Dame's not going to make it on their own usually. If it does, well done Clemson. You got in Notre Dame's head a little bit. What I think it'll come down to in this game is how well can Notre Dame's offensive line hold up against Clemson's defensive line. If Notre Dame can hold the D-line of Clemson in the back and just keep them away from Ian Book, don't let them don't get pressure on them. Clemson's secondary is not that great. We saw what happened in the South Carolina game and the Texas A&M game. Both SEC teams that spin the thing. Clemson, if they played in the SEC, they'd have one of the worst pass defenses in the country, all that stuff. With playing two SEC teams all year and you give up your most yardage both times, they do have a point. So if Notre Dame can give Ian Book time, those receivers will get open. And Clemson secondary is known for busted coverages and stuff like that. That is a way Notre Dame can win this game. And that's another key. If Notre Dame can exploit Clemson's secondary, that's how you beat Clemson, in my opinion. And Clemson's side, how well can they run the ball? I think, this game, Trevor Lawrence, he's a freshman. Everybody's waiting for that freshman mistake. If Clemson can run the ball against Notre Dame's defense, that puts so much less pressure off Trevor Lawrence. He's like, okay, we can run the ball when we're in tight situations. But if Notre Dame stuffs the run and puts pressure on Trevor Lawrence, that can help Notre Dame as well. Those are the two matchups I'm looking forward to. Whatever team wins both those matchups, I think ultimately will win the game. Now, for my dramatic prediction in this game. If you know me, I'm a Clemson fan, but I'm trying to think as an analyst here. Okay, I'm not going to say Clemson wins by 50 or Clemson, will dominate this game. I just don't think that'll happen. Notre Dame is a solid team. They don't make mistakes. And usually how Clemson will blow teams out this year is Clemson will pressure their opponents into making mistakes, and that's how they kind of stretch the lead and stuff. Notre Dame won't do that. I don't think they will. This will be a 60-minute game, a physical game. But ultimately, in the end, I do have my Clemson Tigers beating Notre Dame 31-17. It'll be close at halftime. It might be tied at like 14 at halftime or something. I don't know. I think Ian Book throws a couple touchdown passes, maybe a busted coverage, or they're able to drive down the field and, kind of get Clemson's defense on their heels. And, it'll be a close game at halftime. Then third quarter and fourth quarter, I think Clemson will start pulling away, get a touchdown and field goal, and then kind of get a touchdown late to make it a two-touchdown game, and Clemson will win 31-17, going to the national championship to play the winner of Alabama and Oklahoma. And I'll give you that prediction in the next video. So, I need some water. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please leave your comments down below of what you think, what you think of my opinion on this game, what my prediction is. Obviously, it's 31-17. I got Clemson winning, but if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you are brand new. We have made it to 40 subscribers. We're at 45. Now we're on the way to 50, on the road to 50. So tell your friends to subscribe, tell your family members, tell everybody to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like the video, do all that good stuff. Share it on your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, I don't care. Share it, just, give me some love. Give me some love. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Well, not tuning in, you're not listening to the radio. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time. For The Sports Craze, this is Trent Davis.